What's going on, everybody? This is Rick from Studio Spades, and today I'm going to show you how to make exploded views in Blender so you can check all the internal components of a 3D model that you bought, and you can make awesome product renders with it. So let's dive into making a exploded view from scratch. Okay, so the first thing that you need for an exploded view is a 3D model to make an exploded view out of, and that means you'll have to either make or buy a 3D model that consists of multiple meshes. So I have this generic hybrid car here that I bought off a website, and when I unfold the empty, you can see all kinds of 3D models and empties inside of it. You can see that everything is its own mesh. So I can move elements, as you can see, and we're gonna make sure these all explode outward so we can create an exploded view. Okay, so let's start off with a geometry nodes setup. I'm gonna attach that to a cube or any other mesh. Doesn't really matter. So in this case, I'm gonna add a cube and call it exploded view geo nodes, so that I can keep things organized. You don't have to rename it if you don't want to. All right, so exploded view geo nodes, add a new geometry node setup to it, and we're gonna load the model with all the submeshes we have into this geometry node setup. In order to do that, I'm gonna use a collection where I'm gonna place the models in. So new collection, name it car. You can name it anything you want. And then I double click the empty that has all these meshes inside. I'm just gonna drag it into car, and I'm gonna hide the collection and hide the car because we're gonna work with the geometry nodes setup. So I'm selecting the cube again. Then I'm going to drag the car collection into the geometry nodes of the cube. So I'm going to rename this to exploded geo nodes. So it's a bit more organized, but you don't have to name it. And then I'm going to make sure instances is connected to the group output. So the car pops back up because it loads the collection now, even though we're viewing the cube. Exploded view geo nodes. Funny how that works. Okay, so what we also want to do is separate children, because that means that all the individual meshes inside of the car model get separated, and we need them all to be separated so we can manipulate them individually. Now, in order to create an exploded view, we'll have to use vector math to multiply the position of every individual object by a factor, by a number. So in this case, we're working with instances. So we're going to use translate instances, which means you can move instances. Boom. And then we slide this. You see things move, and it's using local space. So if a object is rotated, it'll move in a different direction. So in order to fix this, we'll have to apply all the transforms, because we want to fix that rotation and scaling issue of all the objects. So select everything in your collection, all the meshes and submodels, and then apply all transforms. And now you saw, let me just undo that and redo it. You'll see all these dots disappear, but we need those dots. Why? Because they are the location data or the origin point of every object. And like I said, we need vector math to multiply the position. But now when you apply the transforms, all the objects have 0, 0, 0 in their location. And we need to fix that. So again, make sure that everything is selected. Set origin. Origin to geometry is a good one, or surface, volume, whatever works for you. I'm using geometry in this case. And then we'll get those dots back, and now you can see that location data is back on all the objects. And then when you multiply these numbers by another number, by a factor, you basically get an exploded view. Oh, I guess these are empties. Yeah, and these all have their own individual meshes. So again, make sure your model and meshes have all these dots. If you don't see these dots, you're probably doing something wrong. Just make sure you get the origin. So set origin, and then origin to geometry, surface, volume, whatever works for you. That's basically what you need to do to prepare the model. Now we can hide the collection again and go back into the geometry nodes version, which means it looks like one solid mesh. And now when we move the object in local space, the wheels don't pop out anymore, like what happened before. Okay, so now we fixed that. Now all we need to do is get the position of every individual object, so the location data. So we'll use a position node. Boom. This gets the position of every individual object. And now all we need to do is multiply it with vector math. So vector math, plug it in, and multiply it, and plug the vector into translation. And now we can create exploded views. So you can explode everything in the y-axis, the x-axis, and the z or z-axis. Let me just zero these out. That's basically it. This is the same technology I have used in the Exploder Tool effects collection. So if you want way more options and all kinds of different effects, motion design effects, get the Exploder Tool effects collection, which has infinitely more capabilities than this simple setup. But this is just an easy way to create exploded views yourself. Now you might see that everything goes upward. So if you want this upward explosion to go up and down at the same time, so everything that's below the world origin gets exploded down, and everything that's above the world origin gets exploded up, just make sure that you reposition the car. So make sure everything is selected and just put it down. And that way, when you move the car down, everything that's below the cursor or the world origin will get exploded downward, and everything above it will get exploded upward. So that's a very easy concept, very simple setup. But you can create some great reveal animations and product renders with this technique. I've been using it professionally for years now. I've been using Exploder Tool effects collection for years now, and other people as well. So if you don't feel like making this very simple setup yourself, and if you need way more options and other motion design effects as well, not just the exploded view, but also polygon effects, for example, head on over to Superhive Market and get the Exploder Tool effects collection by Studio Spades. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you need more information or have any tips or feedback. And I hope to see you soon in the next video. This was Rick. Have a nice day and take care.